we are going to talk about Zelda. Nintendo showed Zelda gameplay. If you didn't watch the gameplay and you consider this spoiler, I would recommend skipping this section because we are going to talk about what they showed.
Saved you from Ganon.
Hopefully, by the time you're listening, we'll have the timestamp so you can just know right where to click to.
Thank you.
But they showed the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom this week. They had
Did they ever? That's why I'm wearing my shirt today.
They had 10 minutes of gameplay hosted by Al Newman himself, Mr. Eiji Aonuma. And they went out of their way. First off, Kirby, did you watch it?
No.
Okay, so they went out of their way to not spoil story things. This was all a gameplay perspective thing. So they showed off new mechanics in this Zelda. And the collective internet's response was, I need this game now. Like the stuff that the 10-minute segment that they showed
were going to say that
was so enticing that I watched it and I was like, oh my God, the wait for this game just got so much harder. So what did they show that was new? They showed that weapon durability is still a thing, but now you have the ability to combine items into your own weapon. So basically anything you can pick up or collect or move, you can attach it to something else and use it as long as one piece is used as a weapon to begin with, you can attach something else to it. So they literally showed like a stick with a giant boulder on the end of it, and you can swing that. They attached an eye, a monster eye, to an arrow, and that turns an arrow into a homing arrow. So you just shoot it, and it looks at the enemy and goes right to him.
And it's all done so seamlessly, like you don't have to go into a menu and like go to a crafting table or anything like that. It's just like
it's on the
you
fly.
Look at it, you click on it, and then it's in your hand as a new weapon with.
And even if it's things that don't make sense, you can put them together and they will do something. Like they showed Link putting mushrooms on his shield, and it made like when an enemy hit it, it made a huge like mushroom cloud like pop out of the shield. Does that do anything for gameplay? I'm sure some enemies it'll
he
do
was able
things
to like sneak up behind the guy and assassinate. Like there's a stealth kill that he was able to do because of that.
So you could stick anything together.
They took a speed. He took a pitchfork and a very long stick and put them together and made a really long pitchfork, and then he was just
so you never have to get near to enemies.
It was really cool.
So they showed that, and obviously with the sheer amount of items you can collect in Breath of the Wild, plus all the new things you'll be able to find in Tears of the Kingdom, it's a crazy amount of things you can create. And obviously, they showed the basic stick in Zelda breaks very easily when you're fighting an enemy. But if you attach a boulder to it, it becomes a lot more sturdy and does a lot more damage. So
that improves the
durability by a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. So how much we don't know, but enough to blast through a couple more enemies, and it didn't give a warning that your enemy was or that your stick was breaking. So yeah, I would imagine that's a unique way to enhance gameplay and also keep weapon durability while offering players a way who were frustrated by that to have more durable weapons. So it's a great idea. They also showcased something that we've seen in the trailers, which was it looked like you could build your own vehicles. Basically, you can build your own whatever. Like you imagine it, and you can build it. So it was like, here's a body of water Link's got to go across. Instead of swimming, let's build a raft. And they took literally just trees that had fallen and connected them together. And then Aonuma's like, well, actually, if we he positioned them, next to each other. He's like, actually, if we stagger them like this, then there's these fans that you can connect to it, and you can orient how they face. So you stand them up and you face them towards the back, and then anything that has this like, basically you're using some like, as far as I know, limitless goo that connects everything together. And then if something can like turn on or activate, all you do is like you hit it, right? You touch it or you hit it, and it turns on. So he built this raft with the two fans on the back and just hit it, and it turned on, and he's going across the lake. It was like, this is great. So all the crazy stuff people are going to build, I can only imagine. I'm excited to just see what happens when I connect this thing to this thing, and like whatever you can think of as far as what items are in the game, you can build it.
It looks pretty creative, and it looks really simple too. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't look complicated, and he was building this like
Yeah, it's
right
not.
in game, right there. Like
It's like
very
Stu was
simply.
saying. It's very important to say, like, you're not opening up a separate menu where it's like build mode and do all this crap. It's literally the things are laying there. You connect them and you go. That's it. The only thing I saw that popped up was like the XY axis arrow. So like when he took the fan, it was laying down, and then the XY axis popped up arrow to show you like you could have it laying down or you could have it standing up, and he just whoop, turned it up, and that was it. So that was pretty much all they showed. Just like how you could make whatever weapon and you could build whatever you want. And
Well,
they were on
showed
some.
you. They showed
Oh,
you
that's
go.
right.
You know, there's like a reverse mode which allows you to hop on boulders that fall from the sky, and it shoots you. It like rewinds time basically, and you ride the boulder back to like a sky island, which is what they're calling those islands in the sky.
Yeah, so the sky islands are peppered all throughout, and you can see like rocks and pieces of land falling off of them. And all you have to do is walk over to one of them and do the rewind ability and stand on the rock, and it takes you back up to
But
the
he
top.
made it sound like there were going to be other ways to get up there too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Build
I'm sure
something.
you can build something, but like there might be other ways too to get up to Sky Islands. And then the other thing that was cool was the what's it called, Ascend, the where you go
Yeah, I
through
don't
the
remember what it's called.
where you go through the ceiling. There's something called, and I thought it was going to be like stupid at first, but you go through the ceiling, and like I was like, oh, that's whatever, okay. But he goes into a cave and then uses it, and he goes like up through this cave and then comes out on the mountaintop. So there's going to be almost. I mean, it seems like there's like nowhere you can't go.
I would
ever.
imagine they're going to go crazy hiding like secret rooms inside of mountains that you'll
Right.
only ever find by like going through a ceiling and popping out somewhere you don't
Probably.
even expect. So I'm excited for
Well,
that.
and you have your theory
Hi,
that
Storbus Corbin.
that there's an underworld, even more if we with that ability, because you
Yeah.
could be anywhere in the underworld, you know, potentially, and pop up and just use that to exit the underworld or something.
Yeah.
like that.
Again, that's just my own theory. A game theory. It's just my own theory. But yeah, obviously we know at least you'll be able to go inside mountains and caves or castles or buildings and zip through the roof of them. So you can do that.
It's really cool.
Buck says we spin flags and rifles in a gym to recorded music. Well, now I know, and all the good juju your way. I saw somebody said send them mango JoJo's. No, that would be bad luck. So yeah, this footage, man, it could not. Obviously, it's a Zelda game. I'm already excited, but it could not have pumped me up anymore. And I'm like, they don't even need to show anything else in between launch. Like, I don't want to see anything that focuses on story or characters because I don't want that spoiled. I want to go into the game and enjoy that stuff on my own. But showing like, here's the cool gameplay mechanics that you got. That I'm so on. I was already on board, but I'm so just excited to get in there and try stuff out on my own because there's so many items in Breath of the Wild that I picked up that I never used because I didn't cook or I didn't like I got no need for them. And now I'm gonna be like, oh, what happens if I put a dubious meal on the end of a stick? I don't know. Maybe enemies will run away from it. I got no idea. I want to see what happens. So that's just
yeah,
is
the
really exciting to me.
possibilities are, because I'm still coming across that people are playing, like doing crazy things in Breath of the Wild, like crazy things that were not necessarily intended. So now that like a lot of this stuff is intended, it's I'm hoping that the sky is going to be the limit with some of these things.
I would
really
imagine.
exciting.
GameSpot's been doing a video series of like a certain amount of things you didn't know or probably didn't know about Breath of the Wild, and they've been doing it since the game came out. And just this week they put out another like video that's like 19 things in Breath of the Wild you might not know about, and there were still things in that video where I was like, I didn't know you could do that. So
wow, I am impressed.
Yeah, it looks very exciting. Anastasia Beaverhausen says, I saw a TikTok earlier that people are theorizing there will be an expanded underwater segment because the Ascend icon appears when Link lands in the water after skydiving. Anastasia Beaverhausen, we're on the same algorithm because they also saw that. It's just a little icon that pops up, but it has people thinking that we're going to be able to explore underwater as well. So
But I've seen everything.
Who knows? You're right. There you go. Zikamuto says, can't wait for IGN's review. 7.8 out of 10. Too much sky. That's I mean, they did it with Pokemon, too much water, whatever Pokemon that was. So Korok poop on a stick, says Drake. Why not? Why not? You think it. If you can think it, then you can do it. So a cuckoo on a stick. Put a cuckoo on a stick. Why not? You could probably do that. and then maybe it'll fly you into the sky. You can like hold like put a whole bunch of them on a platform and put a stick on the platform and then ride. Oh my god, that's the first thing I'm doing when I get the game.
I saw this crazy Breath of the Wild video where a guy was being chased by a whole bunch of geese, those bats, like like 20 or 30 of them, and he was holding a cuckoo in the air on purpose. So when the bats hit him, they hit the cuckoo, and then and the cuckoo went insane on them, and on all these cuckoos came out and killed the bats, and there's like a swarm of bats and cuckoos killing each other.
Great.
It was amazing.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, awesome.
So, like that. I wish I could. I can think of some weird stuff, but I would never have thought
everything
to do that.
Well, part of what I loved about it is everything that I figured out, which was nothing, was so it happened so organically, and that's what made it exciting. Like when the first time I lit some ground on fire and then flew in the air with the parachute, and then and I was like, oh my god, and then like do like slow motion bow and arrow or something, that then it was like wow, or chopping down the tree and like using it to cross the thing, and it's like it just had such an organic feel to it.
I think that that's a very important part of Breath of the Wild, and I think that feeling is going to be very present in Tears of the Kingdom, maybe even more so, just because of the ability to experiment with all these different things and combine them in all sorts of different ways. So yeah, I'm down, man. Looks really great. Highland Tom says, "Let's go," with a fire emoji. So yeah,
let's go.
So let's go. So many people really enjoyed this footage, and I totally agree.
Don't go on Reddit and sort by controversial, because you'll meet the people who aren't excited about. The old me would do something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the internet. You're guaranteed to find someone who despises whatever you like. So
the game is fun.